Coffee with a Chair was recorded before a live studio audience.
Welcome to Coffee with the Chair. I'm Teresa Aronson from the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. It is our pleasure, our honor to do this event every single month. It's free. It's open to the public. We throw in coffee and Danish courtesy of Steamworks Coffee right there on US 1. Michael's been great to us. Never misses, always makes plans, brings us some of the best blends you will ever have, and it's all free. So come and join us. Check out the calendar, stluciechamber.org. I am here with, of course, the Board of County Commission Chair, the one, the only Kathy Townsend.
Like it's something special. And I have a special guest, Cameron. He is our new director at the airport. He's done amazing things. And I know that a lot of the people, they know what's going on out there by what they hear from the newspaper, but he has not been showcased the way he should be because he's done amazing things in the short time he's been there. In my opinion, it's probably politically incorrect to say this, but I will tell you that he has done more in the last 15 years than the people that have been there. So he's done a great job. And I wanted to introduce him to everybody, even staff. There's staff that has not had the opportunity to meet him.
I haven't met him yet.
So because he stays out there, he's done a lot of great things in the short time he's been here. So this is very informal. We're very politically incorrect, Cameron. Feel free to be yourself.
But it is on film, so take from that what you will.
Right.
Cameron, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, so I'm at the airport, the new airport director. I spent the last 3 years freezing in South Dakota.
Oh.
So sunny Florida
Nice.
is very nice this time of year. I'm not complaining about the heat as much as everybody else is down here.
You
I'm
will.
originally from Kentucky, but I lived in Palm Bay for about 6 years, so I'm at least somewhat familiar with the area.
Oh, so you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
South Dakota, you were working at an airport up there, huh?
Yep. Yeah, so I was in Pierre, the capital of South Dakota.
Yeah.
So it's the capital, but it was also a very small town. It was only about 14,000 people.
And so you come to small town in Florida.
There you go.
Really? Small town from Florida? I mean, even Fort Pierce has like 46,000 people.
I know, I was being facetious.
Yeah.
So one of the things, I'm
You're
sure a
not
lot
small.
of people know now, however, right when he came, we were in the process of trying to get Freedom Air and at our airport to get our
Yes.
hangar rented. So he kind of came into that. Were you there? Were you there right
I
about the
came
time?
right at the
when it
tail end of
happened?
that. Yep.
Yeah, so we had made it happen, and that's about the time he came in. And I'm not going to steal his thunder. I want him to tell you some of the things that have happened, some of the things and conversations we're in right now.
Okay.
Because we've had some grants, there's some extensions, but he can elaborate on all of that. But we've talked about it a lot of times on this show, and I've talked about it in the past with Inside St. Lucie. So we actually have an active airport now. So do you want to kind of fill everybody in on where we
Absolutely.
are?
So first and foremost, everybody's hot topic is probably commercial service.
Always.
So we're working towards commercial service. That's one of the things that was highlighted when I was brought in. That's the main goal. So we've got some stuff to do still. We had an FAA inspection back in April.
Mhm.
That an FAA inspector came down and went through everything that we've got, gave us some topics to look at, some areas in the field to highlight and work on. So we've been working on that since April. The manuals that the FAA requires and the TSA requires, they require a variety of manuals. So all of them but 2 are done and approved. So we're working on those as well. So we expect probably a 139 certificate, which is really just a fancy piece of paper that says that we're commercial. So we expect that probably late September timeframe.
Let me interject there. So
Mhm.
for those that follow airport and they're really trying to learn, I'm really impressed with the conversations I have with people. 139 is a certification that you have to have in order to let the big planes come in, the 747, 727s, and to have your commercial airlines. We have had the runway and the strength on our runway to do that. We've never had the certification. And to get the certification, there's a lot of things you have to do to get that certification. We've been trying to get that for some time. We've not gotten there. He's actually crossed the finish line for us. He's actually moved us. That's what he's referencing is the 139 certification, which then means once you have that, you can then go out there and have those conversations with those jet services and your commercial airlines to come in.
Right.
Now I have a question because we have had some commercial service out there in the past. So
We've also had the United States presidents fly in here. And
yeah,
they have a couple of the presidents have flown in. So they can come because they're a private jet at that size. We're talking about airlines like Delta,
Okay.
Spirit,
Mhm.
American Airlines, Southwest. In order for them to come in, you have to have the terminal, you have to have the ticketing booth. There's certain certifications along with things you have to have in an airport in order to service for them to come. And we've never had all of that in place.
Okay. And before the commercial was really kind of
It was all
private
private,
bookings.
yes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it was all private
Mhm.
bookings. And I have been out in the terminal. I don't know if any of you have, but there, it doesn't have a clear, check-in. And is that the sort of stuff? Like, are you redoing that terminal? Because we had redone it, about a decade ago, maybe?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's part of the process as well. So we'll have TSA come in and they'll put the lines that you see at all the other airports. They'll put that in, and albeit much smaller and much simpler than probably
Yes.
Orlando or Atlanta, but they'll still be there.
And then check-in, gate.
Yep, you'll still have the check-in counter and the gate. You'll have to go through the security
Okay.
line.
There's a
and that stuff.
security
Yep.
line. You'll have to go through that.
Mhm.
Kathleen has actually visited the airport, I think,
Mhm.
about 2 months ago after the show. Because
Oh,
I always
cool.
offer tours.
Yeah.
I'm extending this offer again.
Mhm.
There are people that do call my office. We go out there on a tour. If camera's not available, one of the guys takes us. You actually go out into the airfield. We clear the FAA towers and you cross it. We take you back to show you our old hangar. They
Mhm.
met Freedom Air. She came out there actually with another lady that everybody knows that's very engaged in the community as well. And you go through our terminal. That's where we meet. And in that terminal, they actually got to sit in the seats that you'd be sitting in whenever you were getting ready to board a plane.
Yep.
And so you are familiar with our terminal. So when
Yeah.
you come in, there's the little glass wall.
Yes.
Behind that wall to the left is an office.
Yes.
That would be the office where the first airline would probably take position there.
Okay.
The terminal is there with the seats.
Yes.
And then there would be the stanchions that would go in to form the line to kind of go through your check-in. And if you come into the doors to the right, there's another office.
Mhm.
There's another room back behind that would probably be the luggage. It would be the terminal belt to go around.
And that would be where you check in.
Mhm.
You'd have some counters.
And then, of
probably
course,
there.
as the airport grew, we would build other
Oh,
buildings
sure.
to make it bigger.
Now, is Freedom Air out there?
They are, and
Mm-hmm.
they're actually outgrown the space, and they want another hangar.
And what is Freedom Air?
They fly to the Caribbean.
Okay, so are they private bookings or commercial? They're private bookings.
They're private.
bookings to the
Mhm.
Caribbean. Okay, so charter basically.
We also have Air. Is it Plus One?
Plus One.
Plus One Air. The
Mhm.
beautiful planes as well. They've been out there. They have been out there for some time. They are on the west side of the airport,
Okay.
and they have the large planes as well. But they are also a private charter.
Okay.
Mhm.
And do they have a place that they typically go to, or no?
They are private. They can go anywhere.
They'll go anywhere.
But I do think that they focus on the Caribbean.
Okay, that makes sense. Very good. Everybody over there
There's
goes
some
to the
private
Caribbean.
charters out there, smaller planes that go to the
Yeah.
Bahamas. There's quite a few Bahama private charters.
And missionary flights. It's always going to Haiti. So yeah, everybody there goes. But it's great because A, it's an easy airport to get in and out of, and B, we have customs there. So yeah, I mean, it's a great place.
And
to-
it's a working airport. Most of the businesses that are out there, they're all aeronautical. It's your paint and body, your electronics, your upholstery,
Mhm.
stuff like that. And that wouldn't change. Those would remain. And the FBO, which for those of you that don't know what that is, it's fixed base operator. When you have an airport, you have a fixed base operator, unless your airport is ran by the county. We are not a county that runs our airport. We go out and we have a fixed base operator. Currently, there's 2 on our airport. However, the same fixed base operator has both of those contracts. So there's really only one. And they are what service with the gas and the hangars
gotcha.
and stuff like that. They have a contract. All the hangars are filled. There is some other land within their contract, and they are getting ready to build 200 T hangars. We have a lot of people, believe it or not, that have small planes, and we don't have the hangar space for it. And so they are getting ready to put up some T hangars, and those will go out to be leased.
Very
What
nice.
else is going on out there? I know, didn't you just get some grants
Right.
fixed in?
Yep. So part of the airport commercial process is security, obviously. So we're working on the security fence, adding that. We've got some runway extension projects coming up to
Ooh.
lengthen our main runway. We are working on some of the taxiways. So the FAA a while back said that all the taxiways have to be 90 degrees to the airport. So for better visibility up and down the runway for the pilots. So we've got a few that are non-standard, which is pretty common for airports. So they typically allow us to tackle them one at a time rather than just close the whole airport and do everything all at once. So we've got
they
a
don't
couple
want
of those that
you
we're
getting
working
off the
on.
runway at an angle. You got to get off 90 degrees so every plane coming in can see.
So
you.
everybody can see everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we have a fire station out there. The fire station that's located out there has the special engine and training that should there be an emergency or an emergency coming in for an emergency plane landing, they have the equipment and the foam and everything to be able to take care of a plane that would be coming in with hazard material. We have that. The county is looking at the north side of the airport off of Taylor Dairy and Endrio. That's where we will be putting in our utilities plant. Coming in off of Taylor, off of Endrio. That's where the utilities is going to go in once we break ground and start that. It'll be on that side of the airport. There were a couple things on the outside of that, like the shrimp farm and some stuff like that. They have left.
Okay.
So the property to the west that fronts Kings Highway, that does not have runway accessibility. So that will be people that just want to come there. The infrastructure there just needs to be updated because it's been sitting dormant for so long. But I think we have been in there cleaning some of that up, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the practice runway? Is that where you're?
No. So if you're coming Kings Highway, you see that chain link gate. As you're going to Kings Highway, there's a chain link gate.
Owls, right?
North of Owls, correct.
Okay.
So if you're going along Kings Highway, there's property that has a chain link fence around it. That's airport property.
Okay.
And years ago, we did the infrastructure. It never quite took off. It's a lot of weeds and whatever now, but they're in there cleaning it up. And that will also be stuff for airport-related businesses. But those are businesses that you don't have to have the plane come in by runway.
Yeah.
It's just going to be off runway capability businesses that will go in there. And that's starting to take off. I don't know if they've had conversations with you, but several have had them with me in EDC. There's a couple businesses looking to come in there and start building buildings and take up space. So that, I think you're going to see the growth within that chain link fence area. You're going to start to see some of the aeronautical based businesses come in there on that side of Kings Highway.
Okay, I gotcha. So I understand what you're saying. The plane doesn't have to get to those
Right.
buildings, but they're all still.
So there's two different types of businesses that's aeronautical related. A lot of the businesses have to have runway accessibility. You have to be able to taxi to the business to get to it. But then there's other businesses you don't have to have that taxing ability to do that. And so those type businesses are the ones that will go on the Kings Highway.
Yeah.
The ones, our runway to the east stops about where Arrow Shade is.
Mm-hmm.
It goes maybe one hangar beyond that. There's a little club. I never remember the name of it. They're really good.
EAA?
Yeah, the EAA. They're great guys. That's about where the taxi stops, heading to the east. And so anything beyond that, you can't taxi a plane around there. The sheriff's department does have that hangar on the east side of Phoenix Metals, and they keep their helicopter there. And of course, they can come and go and get up. But and then everything taxis to the west, and then heading to the south. The runway kind of stops, but we have some land up in there that we will extend the runway a little bit to be able to access those parcels. So you'll be able to taxi around, which will give you a couple more buildings to extend that runway around to be able to have that accessibility in there.
Yeah, very good. Well, I mean, it's all exciting stuff. We've always typically been an MRO airport, so we just kind of specialized in maintenance and repair. And since I've been here for 20 years, everybody's like, where's our commercial airline? I really wasn't sure that was the direction we were trying to go, but it sounds like we are trying to go that way.
I don't think in my lifetime we will be an airport that we're going to see all these commercial flights.
Right.
And I'm in my 60s.
Yes.
So that's going to give you kind of a gauge as to what you're looking at. However, I do think that there will be a commercial airline come in.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be Southwest that you're going to have all these flights, but I do think you could see something like Breeze, Elite, something small like that would take trips to Newark, New York, Boston, something like that. I do think you'll see some of your smaller, Spirit maybe. I'm not saying those airlines are coming. I'm just saying something small.
In our lifetime, we might see those.
You will see that, but I also think that the direction is currently, the board changes and can change every 2 years. The current board today, the vision for the airport is to have commercial flights, but not to be a large airport like Orlando, whatever, to be more focused on maybe a cargo, like maybe UPS, FedEx, something like that, and to also be businesses that service and work on the planes, because that's usually done in Texas, and there's also another state that's big into that. I don't remember who it is, but there is no space down south and out in Texas.
Yeah.
So there's a lot, especially your Gulf Streams, right?
Yeah.
So there needs to be another airport come in to the aeronautical fields to be able to service those planes. And so we have the space. We're the largest space in the state of Florida, and we're just so underdeveloped. So that's the direction currently that this board is looking, is to be more of a service airport and to do cargo.
And that makes sense to me.
But to have some of the private charters, because we're so close to the Bahamas or whatever, but to also have some of your smaller things like Bahama Air, Spirit, Breezy, to be able to get you to some of those northeast states.
Yeah. I like that idea. I mean, I think our port's the same way. I don't think we'll see cruise liners docking in downtown Fort Pierce, but we're always going to have the ability. I mean, we're dredged, deep. We can do MRO stuff. Well,
and we are thinking forward. There's already the TPO, Transportation Planning Organization. We're looking at putting an interchange in at St. Lucie Boulevard, extending it to the west. There'll be an interchange for the Turnpike and 95 crossing through Immokalee Road. Those realtors out there. So we're pre-planning that. We are planning now to 2040 and 2045, and the funding is getting ready to be in place. That is a vision, and we know we have to do that to plan. Kings Highway will finish being widened to 4 lanes all the way north, and, east, north and south. So we're planning to have the growth at the airport and to have the roads in place so that it's ahead of the curve when it begins. I do think that within the next 5 years, you will see buildings pop up out there and growth. Cameron's very proactive with that. In the past, we've not had a director out there that was proactive in doing that. But you can come and talk to Cameron, you can get an answer, which is refreshing. So I do think you're going to see some growth and some businesses pop up out there.
Good. I think everybody's excited to see it. It's underutilized, our airport.
Very much so.
Yeah. Well, welcome aboard, Cameron.
Thank you.
So did you move your family here from South Dakota? They're probably incredibly grateful.
They were very happy. They came willingly. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it is hot. This is unprecedented.
This is
hot. This is
2 or 3 days, maybe never 2 months at a time.
Yeah. It really is starting to wear on people. I had leadership class yesterday, which we got to get Cameron to go through. And I kept explaining to people that kept taking us outside. I said, we are not young, and we've been here a while. We've been on the bus since 7:30. These are not kids, And so at one of our stops yesterday, I won't say where, there was a younger guy in like a T-shirt and shorts that stood us in the sun for 10 minutes. And I thought, I'm going to lose some of these people out here. They're going to fall off. And then there's a lot of paperwork to do with that. I'm like, you got to take us back in, guys.
No, there's actually been a lot of heat strokes that have happened within the last month.
It was brutal yesterday.
I know 2 people that actually are deceased because of a heat stroke.
Really?
One being a doctor.
Really?
Out mowing his yard. So it's dangerous. Please be serious about this, folks. It's serious.
Because I was joking, but it was,
it is serious.
Was so hot. And they split us up into 2 groups, and the other group got to go back to the AC. And I thought, I've got to do something about this.
Don't stay outside long. Go outside, do a little bit, go back inside. It's serious. People are not taking it serious.
They're not, and it is very, very hot. So I can't imagine what the heat is out there with all that asphalt and you're not getting a breeze. Not that there is one right now, but you're not getting it that far out either. So yeah, it's taking a toll on everybody.
I want to take a second because I see a lot of realtors here. And I want to empower you to help me fix something. We've had this conversation before, and it's still not been fixed, and we can fix it. So there has been 6 cases in the last 2 weeks come into my office where they have purchased property. It went through a realtor. They had a title company close the deal, and they have non-conforming lots. They cannot build. And so, again, I have this conversation every year to pick up the phone and please call the chamber or please call planning and zoning. 2 of the people are going to go back after the title company because they did the title search and go after that. The other 4, through some maneuvering, we've kind of maybe found a way for them to get there, but it's going to be very costly. But they really want to keep the property that they have to build their business. So I want to go back to the board of realtors and have this conversation. Those of you that are in real estate, I know because I sold real estate here back in the 80s, you want to stay in it. And you want them to buy, you want their children to buy, and you want their grandchildren to buy. It's a longevity of a business for you. It's 30 seconds to pick up the phone and say, is this a lot that my client can do what they want to do on there? So I'll give you a scenario. One young man went to a realtor, bought the lot, and told them that he wanted to build a showroom, which is light industrial. We have code, you know this. It's 20,000 square feet you have to have on your property if you're going to go light industrial. Did y'all know that as realtors? It's a square footage requirement. It's not just a light industrial zoning. You have to have a minimum of 20,000 square feet. This lot was 15,000. So right out of the chute, he's not going to be able to get this. So then it was a illegally split parcel that the owners did 12 years ago. So they took a parcel, they divided it into 4 lots illegally. They never went through the county. So they sold the lot to this gentleman for $600,000. And he's landlocked. He has no access coming in from the road, and he has no road right of way. So now he has a lot, 15,000 square feet, and he has an unbuildable lot, and it's non-conforming. And so the only way to fix it is if he can get the lot to the north of him to annex into the city. You now have contiguous lots, and for that lot to give him a right of way, the 15,000 is what the city requires for light industrial. It's the only way he can go in and be legal and do this business. And so a simple phone call to you at the chamber, to me, or to planning saves you and the client a lot of time and a lot of money. And so I just want to encourage again to please, if you were dealing with something like that, you can't go by what you see online. Pick up the phone and call, because this gentleman, and he's a young man, he's 26 years old, and he saved the money to do this. And now it's going to cost him a lot of money to try to rectify this to make it right, because he really does want to stay there. And so I'm going to find a way to fix this eventually, because it happens all the time. Like I said, I've had 6 in the last week and a half that have come to me, and they're non-buildable lots. So it's coming back again, and it's so.
Are they out west?
No,
maybe?
they're in town.
Really? Because I deal with that a lot too. What I find is the people that are going out west are buying large plots of land. They have other people that they work with in their organization, and they're and they don't call anybody local. And then they find out.
These were all in town. A lot of them were off of US 1 and Oleander. A lot of them were in the industrial area, but the lot to the front is okay. It was the lots behind them that was a parcel that the people illegally split.
I think I know where this is at. And
they don't have access to get to them. So I know that y'all are proactive, because I see you at functions, and I know you do. I'm not singling anybody out. I'm not saying realtors are bad, because believe me, I love you, and I was a realtor. I'm just saying it's so easy to fix. Pick up the phone, 30-second phone call, and call the chamber, call me, call planning, and say, is this a legal lot? And can this be built for a commercial car wash?
Be
or
specific.
Can this be, I have a client looking that he wants to put in a showroom or a paint house. It's a 30-second phone call that saves you your future of building your business, because that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So again, y'all that know me, you know I'm always here, and I'm happy to research it for you, go back and pull the maps, whatever I have to do, as the chamber does.
Yeah,
so it's coming up. It's coming up every other day. I'm getting calls again on this, and I feel so bad having to tell these people the bad news. And sometimes you can't fix it. Sometimes it's so bad and so blocked off behind, there is no way to ever get them accessibility. It is a dead lot. So.
And you know, I think that it's important to say that I don't think the realtors, obviously they don't do this on purpose, but
no, they don't.
Couldn't possibly know all the regulations that are in place for different businesses in different jurisdictions. Like
Correct.
you just said, it's 20,000 square feet for light industrial in the county.
And it's 15
It's 15 in the city. You can get it annexed in the city if there is a contiguous lot by just requesting it, but there's no chance all realtors are not going to know all this.
And the other thing is, you're right. I think the cities need to get together with the county, and we need to bring our code in to the same. If we're 15, let's look at our comp plan. Let's look at things, and let's try to be. I don't even want to think of a word I can use because it's just so crazy. Cities and us, maybe we need to bring ours down to 15. I'm not saying it's the cities.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it makes it so confusing for everybody. Why can't we be the same?
The
Why can't
development
we be
review
15 and the city be 15, and let's be 15, and we can
Right.
simplify this.
Development Review Task Force, that literally their main goal is to try to get everybody to be comparable at least. And it is a virtual impossibility because we have policymakers that will say, oh, they do this, we're going to do it better. So we're going to do this. See, it's a competition. It's some sort of match.
It's politics. Let's be
that I
real,
hate,
Teresa.
but we can't get
That's what
everybody
it is.
Yeah.
And it's not,
No.
the county is no better than a city. And we make it very difficult on residents and people that want to do business.
Mhm.
And it is political, and it shouldn't be. This is zoning. Now, I understand cities does need to be a little bit different than an unincorporated county.
Yeah, it
For
depends.
somewhat,
Yeah.
depending on where we do have county property that is within US 1
Yeah, you
that
do.
could be the same as the cities. Now,
Yes.
granted, our property that's unincorporated to the west, that has to be a little bit different. That's urban, that's ag. That can be different, but the city's not going to have property out there.
Right.
Our property of the
Well,
county.
I don't know now.
Yeah, they keep annexing, but. And I'm not, again, I'm not beating realtors up. Please don't think I am, because I do love you, but it's, and I know you have 20 million pieces of paper and radon, but you have all these forms to do. And I don't mean this to be anything against our property appraiser, because she does a wonderful job, but the information that people pull up on the property appraisers is not always accurate either. So you don't do that. Just pick up the phone and say, I'm looking at it at somebody and they want this. Can this be done? Or ask them to call. Ask your client to call. So you don't have to do that. Ask your client to do their due diligence to call into the county and make sure that this can be done.
Now the title search stuff, we wouldn't necessarily, if it's not reflected accurately on any of the local government websites, you're reliant on the title search to do that. We can't necessarily do a title search, right?
No, you can't. But the title search
So I would
company
be
is supposed to
upset.
find. Right.
Yeah.
And that's where two of them, it was really upsetting to me, because they went to an attorney that owned the title company. And the one attorney was very familiar with that parcel. And thank goodness he did go, the client that purchased it did have an attorney. And so he can go back on the title company.
Okay.
Because the title company does the research. And as a title search, you know if it's a legal lot. And so thank God the young man
That's
can
the
go
point
back
of a
on
title
a
search.
title search to protect you.
Yeah.
So, but he really wanted that property. He really wanted he had a dream.
Yeah. And we don't know. And that's the thing too. We often get caught up with people that have a dream, and their dream is this, and they don't want to get off of that. And so sometimes they make decisions based on what they want rather than what they have been presented. I see that all the time too. I have a lovely lady that keeps wanting to build her commercial business in a residential area because the lots are less expensive. And I keep telling her, and she'll send me different ones like almost weekly. How about this one? I'm like, we're looking at the same thing. You can't do it here. There's not enough frontage. The lots in Fort Pierce are very small, even smaller than Port St. Lucie, oddly enough.
Yes. Yeah, so if you're watching, and those of you that are here today, if you don't remember anything, remember this. In order to get a permit in the unincorporated county, you have to have 60 foot of road frontage, number one. And the only exception to that is if you have a lot that's a flag lot. A flag lot is the flag with the pole coming down. If the pole coming down is 60 feet and meets a road, that's a flag lot, that's legal. If you're looking up something and it's property and it's a lot, and your lot you're looking at two back here, and there's not a 60-foot section that comes down that connects to a road, it is not a buildable lot. If you do nothing but remember that, it will help you.
So a lot of stuff.
Lots of
good stuff though. Mike wants us to answer questions. Do you want to take questions?
Absolutely.
Okay. Does anybody have questions?
Everybody's being quiet today.
Really? Too quiet. All right. We don't have any questions.
Okay. Jim,
we
you
tried,
always have
Mike.
some.
Yeah, we tried. So nobody for the airport or anything?
Doesn't have to be about anything we talked about. Everybody's quiet.
All right. Kathleen will ask a question. We can always count on Kathleen to ask a question.
So this is for Cameron, or no, it's for both of you. So how soon, what's your estimate as to when we might get our first small commercial airlines here, maybe like a Breeze or Frontier or something like that?
Well, while a lot's been done to get commercial service, we still have a lot to do, both on the land side and on the document side. It's a process. So once we get all of that done, like Kathy said, the 139 certificate's really just a piece of paper, but it does a lot in attracting airlines. So once we get that piece of paper, I think we'll see some activity coming.
If I had to make an educated guess, I would say probably 3 years.
All right. Well, they're going to have to be comparable because I feel like there's not a lack of users. It's a lack of affordability, I think, sometimes. Because we saw that before. We've had some other airlines come and we're excited, but then the affordability just was not there. There was much easier ways to get someplace.
And they all know, I'm sure everybody that's here knows, and we say this all the time when we do talk about airport, we have customs and a very nice customs to clear through, and it's free. Our customs, you don't charge to clear it. So
yeah, I need to go out there and get my Clear Pass because it's the best place in the country to get the Clear Pass, basically, because we're so small. I mean, in big cities in Miami, New York, you can wait months for your appointment to get to do that. And what is Clear Pass International? You know how you have TSA pre-check? It's basically the same idea for international travel.
If you're going outside the country, you can go in there and get it. You don't wait to go through all that.
Yeah, it's fast passed if you're a universal user. There you go, right? So, but you can do that here at our airport. Very few people I know people in Port St. Lucie that literally go to Miami. They make their appointments in Miami. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, we have a very quick customs in and out.
Yeah.
There's a little airport out there, a restaurant out there, Tiki.
Yeah. Still good.
There's that.
Very good. Is there any other announcements we need to give everybody before we head out? I want to remind everybody, St. Lucie Chamber.
School's back in. Drive safe. Look for the buses. Make sure you stop. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's nice. There's some new faces. I always appreciate it when people take the time to come out and watch the show. So thanks for being here.
Thank you to Cameron for joining us today. And thank you to A&G Pools, as always. Travis and Gina Leonard out there. We appreciate their support year after year after year.
And if you want a good cup of coffee, go to Steamworks.
Absolutely.
They also have good stuff. They have sandwiches, muffins.
Yeah, they've been a great local partner
They have
too.
been. They're on US
So
1.
reward your local businesses. The people that grew up here and opened their business here, go down there. Skip Starbucks today. Head to Steamworks. All right.
Yes, promote your little local businesses.
There you go.
And thank you, Mike, for always making the
us
show
on
happen,
track.
keeping us on task, and Stefan. We have a good staff. So everybody enjoy your weekend. Thanks.
Have a good day, everybody.